Katrina's Creations. Today I am going to be demonstrating how to ply yarn. This is the yarn that you've seen me, well, this is what you've seen me spinning, and this was a couple years ago that you saw me spinning. So I'm going to be demonstrating today how to put it together, and yeah, let's get started. Let me get the camera turned around and I will show you what's going on. So today we are going to be plying the yarn together that I have spun. So this is alpaca and this is a merino. Now this whole piece is called a lazy Kate, and you can see my yarn is coming off. I want to make sure both yarns are coming off the same direction. So they're both pulling from underneath, and I'm going to sit this down on the floor. You can see it right here. So I have that right by my feet. And then I'm pulling up some strands. I'm going to move the camera a little closer in a sec. So before we get started, I'm going to explain the parts of a spinning wheel. This section here is called the Maid of All, or the Maiden of All. It does tilt, it can tilt forward this way. I'm not going to do that because it'll mess my tension up, but it can lift and tilt this direction just slightly because you want this band to stay tight. So in order to keep the band tight, you adjust it. There's a little hinge on this side and a little crank over right here that you can turn, and it'll lift it to tighten it. The bobbin itself, as you can see where it comes around on the wheel, this is the whirl. It is attached to the main fly rod, and it has several settings. You can put the drive band on. I have it on the widest, which means it's going to spin at a slower rate. If I wanted to spin it at a faster rate, I could put it on one of these smaller grooves on the whirl, and that means that it would spin more around for every time this turns. This would turn less, or it would turn faster. How I have it right now, it's turning the least amount. And then there's another portion, this right here, this is called the brake. And the brake controls the bobbin itself. Here's the bobbin. The bobbin is detachable and it spins independently of the flywheel. This is the flywheel, and these hooks on both sides are what the yarn comes up and goes over. And you can just move your yarn from each of these to keep it evenly distributed over the bobbin. Okay, but the brake goes over, you can see it connecting right here, and then it comes over this side of the bobbin, and what it does, it gets a little bit of tension. It causes tension on this bobbin, so the bobbin doesn't just sit there and spin, because otherwise the yarn would never load onto the actual bobbin itself. So then you have the actual wheel. Now the spinning wheel that I have, this is an Ashford traditional. It's also known as a flax wheel. It looks like what you think of when you think of a spinning wheel. I could spin flax on this, but I have flax. I've never spun it though, but I do have some. And then you have one foot pedal here. Some spinning wheels have two, and some spinning wheels also have two drive bands that actually crisscross. And yeah, I've never tried one of those. They operate the same way. There's also a parlor wheel where the pedal is actually directly above the wheel and you spin directly above the wheel. It's not offset like this one is. So as you can see right here, this is a hole. This is called the orifice, and the orifice runs right through here. This is the metal rod. It comes through and it hooks on this other side. You can see it right here. It does unsnap, but I'm not going to unsnap it because I've got it all hooked in, ready to go. There is a hole right here, and this is where the orifice here comes out. And I'm going to stick a little crochet hook in here so you can see it right there. I used to have the hook that went in here to pull the yarn through. I don't have it anymore. I don't know what happened. So I have taken the 2 bobbins of yarn and I have laid them end to end so that my ends are equal. Okay, now normally if I was beginning spinning, I would actually attach, you can see right here I have some yarn, and this red right here is some wool that I had left from the last project. This is called a leader string, and you're going to, when you begin spinning, you're going to attach to this, attach it through one of these, and then it would eventually run through this bobbin, or through this little hole, and come out the orifice, and this is where you spin from. And as you spin, it goes through here and loads onto one of these and then onto the bobbin. But we are plying the yarn, which means we are kind of doing it a little bit backward. So instead of pulling the yarn from here and out the orifice, I'm actually going to be doing it a little bit backward, simply because I already have my yarn spun. So I'm going to be threading it into here, pulling it out here, and then putting it on. So it's the opposite of what you would do if you were spinning. So let's see how well this works. Oh, I can see it. Oh, there we go. I turned my crochet hook around backwards so I could use the handle to pull it through. And there we go. So now I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to attach it here, and I can open up this leader string here, like that, and I'm going to put some of the yarn into it. Like that. Now, normally when I spin, I don't want to let go of this because it's going to come back out, but normally when you spin, the wheel turns clockwise. But when you ply yarn, you do the opposite. You're actually going to spin it counterclockwise, because otherwise it will either over twist or under twist. I forget which one it'll do, but either way is not good. So you are going to actually ply it by spinning counterclockwise. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hold this so I can get a twist together, because I don't want this to come out. So you can see this twist is building up here. Once I think it's gotten up some tension and I can adjust, right now I have no tension on it. So by turning that little tension knob, I've gotten some tension now. And I'm spinning counterclockwise. And you can see the plying is building up here. And then I'm going to release and let it pull in and draw in. I might need to have a little higher tension on it. I'm kind of doing this by hand to get it started, and I'm holding this in place while this is turning so that it keeps a definite ply to it. Okay, now we should be able to get it going. I'm going to sit this like this so you can hopefully see what's going on. Okay, and I think I want to back off on the tension a little bit, because it's drawing it onto the bobbin faster than I'm getting it twisted. Alright, now to try to let you see what I am doing. My finger here is holding the 2 different strands so they're not getting joined too soon, And I'm running my hand like this. I let this part fill up with a twist, and then I let go and it spins down to here, and then I slide the next part forward. So I'm explaining that before I get started, because once I get started it'll be hard for you to see it. So here we go. It's also hard doing it on a hardwood floor because it's sliding the spinning wheel forward every time I push it. So I have to keep moving the spinning wheel back so I can keep this up. So I am going to adjust the camera so you can get an overall view a little bit better of what's going on now. Now let's take a look at what I have got here. Yeah, so here's what you can see what it looks like so far. I've got it plied here, it's coming over this, and now I'd want to start filling up this bobbin, so I would just move this yarn to the next one over, and then it'll fill up this section, and then I would move, you know, and so on till I keep working my way back and forth on the bobbin. And so this, I hope, has given you a good overview, or at least a basic understanding of how plying works. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again on Saturday. Thanks again for watching.